All right, guys, here's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on a very basic thing that what we want to do is shave some time off your throw. We want to get more movement, more effective movement in your forward throwing techniques. And my goal is this. My goal is this. I want to make sure I can turn my hips as quickly as possible. That's my goal here. So to make my hips turn, I have to manipulate my feet so they'll be able to turn my hips and turn my body, right? And at the same time, I'll be using my hand. And we're going to do something, it's very old, and it's called a Fumikomi, or stomping step, okay? It's a back step. So what it will look like is if I'm facing this way, and I'm kind of leaning off, there's my partner, there's Derek right there, and it's a back step into it. See that back step? Now, the quicker I can do this back step here, see on the toes, and then quickly turn, I turn my hips. If I take a really long time to just do this, he's already gone. I've got to be able to turn my hips and get in front of him so I can load him up for a soinagi or a hip throw or a taitoshi, uchimata, whatever it may be. But this Fumikomi action is really an important one. And if I get this back step, okay, if I can get this and then quickly turn, and it's not two movements like Derek and I were talking about. It's not me coming in and doing, just like stomp and stomp. It's really kind of one movement, back step, and look, see, and then back step and turn. But I've got to get my hips in front of them quickly. Can you do that? And it'll end in any forward throw. Now let's parse that out. So he's leading, he's sugarfooting here, leading here. With his back leg, he's just going to step back. Okay, let's turn around so we get this view. Keep turning. Okay. There you go. Now watch that back step. See that back step? Now as that back step comes in, he starts to lift with the hands. He's pulling. Okay, so now he's controlling with his upper body. Now all this action will help him be able to turn his hips very quickly. The quicker I can turn those hips, the quicker I'm going to turn. Okay, so let's look at it again. He back steps, and he turns quickly. Now let's put it together. Okay, back step, very quick turn. See that? And the quicker you can turn, the better. Now let's can you turn into taitoshi? Okay, so he turns into the taitoshi. There you go. What we want to do is shave that time off getting into that taitoshi. I don't want him to be able to see anything other than a blur on your feet, because if you can get that back step, that Fumikomi, okay? If you get that, quick turn, and you've got to have that first, and then you can launch it with whatever forward technique you want. And it's one of those really subtle but really important things we do in throwing someone forward over our bodies. Okay? Can you do one more time? Watch the, and turn around so you see it. Watch his back step action. Back step, see that? And turn. Now, when you get that back step in, be sure you're on your toe. Don't just flat, because it limits your movement, okay? You want to be able to do a stomp. And I remember when I used to teach this to kids, I would say it's your stomp foot. And it really is. With the Fumikomi, means to stomp on something, okay? And that's what you're doing. You're doing this stomp. Now you can start from any position, but generally if you have a slight lead in your hip, so if he has a slight lead with his right foot and right hip, he can get in quicker with that Fumikomi. Okay, and as he does that, now watch the hand action. Okay, lift up a little. See that? See, whoa, that really takes him off balance, doesn't it? Now this time he can put it together with his taitoshi. See how quick that is? You got that, because that makes it look like, because it is very much what you're doing. When you're coming in, say on the taitoshi, when you're coming in with that back step, you're lifting him, and by doing that, when you turn, you are now under his center of gravity as well. Let's look at that one more time. So I'm going to have you guys practice this, okay? So watch when he comes in, and as he steps in, he starts to lift. Now, see he's starting to lift everything up and forward. He's creating a nice cavity here, okay? And when he goes in and shoots in, he's ready to toss him. Okay, so let's look at it one more time. Just only come once or twice and throw it. See that? See the hips? When we get those hips and pull at the same time. We could use any throw. We're using taitoshi here because it's a very good example of how you need to get hips in. Does it make sense to everybody? It's a real old basic concept, but Fumikomi, stomping, it's a back step. The quicker you step backward, the quicker you turn your hips, the quicker you're going to throw forward, and pulling all the time. All these things in action. And it's difficult to learn this stuff. These are basics, but you can never stop learning the basics. I mean, these are basic skills, but I've been around doing this a long time, and I'm still finding this fascinating, you know, and we just can't get better at it. So let's do that, okay, guys? Let's practice this a lot tonight. All right, go get it. We're going to work on, we'll be continuing to work, and I want to work a specific drill here, everybody, is a fast foot drill, okay? And it's not so much a butsukari, like, you know, a chest banging type, you know, chest touching drill. This is a fast hip turn drill. What we want to do is work on foot speed and hip turn, okay? So we're going to drill on this. We're going to do some uchikomis for it. We're going to do like 10 uchikomis quickly, and then you're going to throw. We're going to work on two specific techniques. We'll be one taiotoshi, then it'll be uchimata, okay? And so let's work on the taiotoshi one first. So kind of turn around, you're facing the other way, guys. Okay, yeah. All right. So again, we're leading. Derek's leading with his right foot. He's going to be doing right. Doing right. Okay. Good. Right side. So he's leading with that right foot. Okay. We always call it the sugar foot here. We welcome that because it's kind of the sweet foot out there. I kind of tempt him with. I could maybe foot sweep him or something, or do something stupid. But I'm leading with that foot. Okay. We were just talking earlier. In Japanese, this is called the dayashi, the forward foot. Okay, like a dayashi barai, advancing foot or forward foot sweep. That's what this is. So it's the dayashi. So that's what it is. This is the lead foot. But again, we want to start with that foot because you want to start out right and finish the technique right. Okay? So we're going to get that there. That's the lead. Now what we're going to do, or Derek's going to do, as he steps back, is his Fumikomi step. Notice he's on the ball of his foot, heels up, and notice as his foot stomps. Now think about this, guys. When his foot stomps backward, that's when he pulls. Okay? So there's a correlation there. When he hears that stomp, it means I pull. Like that. And when he stomps and pulls, he quickly turns his hips. Because the whole purpose of this is to get your hips turned quickly. I want my hips turned very fast so I can get in front of him and I can throw him, and I want to shave all the time off that I possibly can. I want a quick, explosive movement here. So what the drill is this. He's going to do 10 uchikomi, and he's going to be a good firm partner, okay? And then on number 11, he will throw using taiotoshi. We're using taiotoshi in this specific case. In a moment, we'll be doing uchimata. But let's look at taiotoshi. So do 10. Each time, he's going to pull each time. See? And each time he turns, so we'll go ahead and get it real quick. There we go. So we'll have a fast turn. Okay, we got a fast turn. Okay. There you go. And just quick turn every time, okay? Now, when you're doing this, any grip here you like. Now, Derek is shorter than Big Jake here. We're about the same size. Now, if I want to use this hand here as my surite, my lifting hand, that's fine, okay? I like to, when I did this drill, I would like to grab around the side or the back. So when I'm doing this drill, I can pull him this way, okay? So it depends on you. If you want to use the Fumikomi action, the standard Judo Fumikomi action, you're lifting this way, fine, that's great, okay? But any way you do that, when you do this, you want to get that turn in there, pull, okay? So let's look at demo again, and I'll have you drill on this in a second. But watch how fast he turns his hips, okay? That's important. See that? And it looks like he's doing like a not very good uchikomi. He's not fitting in all the way, is he? Okay, you turn around and turn this way. Now, he's going to do one uchikomi, then throw. Okay, so he fits in one, and he comes out and throws. So the idea is to get that quick turn. You do 10 of the drill, and then you throw. Okay, that's with taiotoshi. Now the second one, this outside foot here, lends beautifully to a back step to uchimata, on a spinning or leg style uchimata. And it's a great way for people who don't know uchimata very well to really learn it. And for those of you who like the style of uchimata, you know it's quite effective. So it's going to be the same thing. Derek's going to do the same thing. He's going to pull as he back steps. It's the same uchikomi movement, same fitting in movement. But instead of doing taiotoshi when he throws at finish, he will be doing uchimata. Okay? So say you normally do 10. Let's say you just do 5. And number 6, you do uchimata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then throw it. There you go. Focus here, quick hip turn. Want to shave that time off as quick as we can, guys. A lot of pull. And remember, a good cue for yourself, as soon as this back foot stomps in, you pull. Now also your head, when you're doing this, you're never looking down, are you? You're looking, turning your head, because where your head goes, your body follows. So if I'm doing this, I'm not going to be in good form. I got to be able to turn each time. You notice when he did that, he was turning his head each time. That's what we want, okay? And it's a real simple thing, but again, it's not simplistic. It's just simple and it works. And it shaves a lot of time off your throat. What I'd like to see you guys do, let's do a set of 10 on Taitoshi, then a set of 10 on Uchimata, then do a set of 10 Taitoshi, set of 10 Uchimata. Let's go 3 rounds of that just in general practice tonight to where you get the feel of it, okay? And so you don't have to take a lot of throws, but you're doing a lot of hip movement and turning. That's what we're really focusing on here. Later on we'll do some crash pad drills, but let's do it with this. Okay, we good?
Really focus on the lead foot, so you're staying off of your heel. Again, it looks like you're doing a lazy Fumikomi, but as the back foot stomps, you can see my heel's up, and then you always turn the hip forward, so that when you're coming through, you're always, hips are pointed forward. And that's where you get the explosiveness to hit it when you're slightly off center.
Could you show that on him? Don't throw him. Just show. But watch the feet now. And focus on the feet.
Just the foot part. So step back, boom, he's opened up, and then my hip twitches. And it's easy to not see that part because it's so small of a movement, but it's really important because now my hips are pointed that way, and it's given me some extra explosiveness because I can pop my hips through almost like I'm getting ready to swing a bat or throw a ball or any of those other things. It also gets your hips perfectly in place so that when you go down for the Taitoshi or up the middle for the Uchimata, your hips are already there and you're already kind of bent. So it's really important to get that lead leg hip to turn through. Don't back step, lift up, and step down, okay? Because that's an extra movement you don't need. Keep the toes there, heel up, turn.
See, and again, we're leading with that foot. In this particular case, he's doing a right-sided throw. He's doing right leading foot. A friend of both Don and I, Harry Parker, a great friend of ours, a great judo man, he said one time, he said, lead with your hips. Always lead with your hips. Well, if you're leading with this foot, what's the foot connected to? Your hip. I'm not doing this, I'm not leading this way. I'm leading with my hip. Okay, so I can quickly turn. The foot is directly underneath the hip. And if you remember that, again, I want to get that fast hip action. Okay, that's the key thing here, guys.
And keep the heel off the floor so you don't jack your knee up.
Okay? All right, 3 sets.